Assalamu alaikum, hoş geldiniz and welcome, dear parents, colleagues and friends. I'm Farah Nadeem from Head Office Pak-Turk Maarif International Schools and Colleges, Islamabad. Happy Ramadan to all from Pak-Turk Maarif International Schools and Colleges. I hope you all are enjoying the blessings of Ramadan Mubarak. Parents are amongst the most important people in the lives of young children. From birth, children rely on parents to provide them with the care they need to be happy, healthy, and to be successful in life. But parents sometimes lack information and support that they need for the good parenting. Parenting is not only a relationship with the parent and children, it is a profession where parents knowingly take care of everything that is connected with the social, emotional, psychological, academic, and personal well-being and development of their children. Parenting is multi-dimensional. To respond to the varied need of their children, parents must develop both depth and the breadth of knowledge, ranging from being aware of the developmental milestones and norms that help in keeping children safe and healthy, and then to become successful in life. Pak-Turk Maarif International Schools and Colleges have initiated an entire Parents Academy, where scholars, educationists, psychologists, social scientists, and field experts are engaged from the local and international education market to work on the capacity building of parents and to improve their parenting styles. Pak-Turk Maarif International Schools and Colleges totally believes in healthy coalition with the parents to ensure success of our children. This initiative of Pak-Turk Maarif will bring up the gaps in learning process. It's opening and broadening the lines of communication among all stakeholders and is vigorously assisting the education process to move forward smoothly and effectively. So, today I feel immense pleasure in introducing Ms. Marilena-Taşcılar. Ms. Marilena-Taşcılar have been working in the field of gifted education since 2002 in Istanbul University with a master's and PhD degree in psychology, with the thesis about the planning abilities of gifted children. Her general research topics are gifted student psychology and education. She earned a one-year fellowship to study in Friedrich Alexander Lennenberg University, Germany, and worked with Professor Dr. Albert Ziegler in several projects which related to giftedness. So, Ms. Marilena, we are so looking forward to hear from your side. Welcome, Ms. Marilena.
Hi, thank you for the nice introduction. I'm very happy and glad to be here now with you. I think my voice is okay. It's fine, right? You can hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. A few words about me. I am working in Istanbul University, Cerrahpaşa, in special education department. And as you mentioned, my working topic is gifted children, giftedness. And I have several studies about their parents and about the parenting styles, and especially with gifted students, that they have some learning problems as well. So now I can share my presentation. I can start.
Thank you.
Yes, I think you can see the presentation, right? Okay. So as you mentioned, parents are very, very important in the learning process of the students. And today I will say a few things about the parent involvement in the education and the learning process of the students. So first of all, I want to say that parents are very, very important in this triangle because there is, of course, a collaboration between students and teachers in the learning process, but the parent is the one that encourages the learning process and make the connection and works like a bridge between the students and the school and the teachers. So this collaboration is very, very important for the success of the student. If we have problems there, or the parents are not involved in the school system or education system of the child, then we can have hence problems about the student success and academic achievement. So studies shows us that there are three kind of parents actually. Parents fall into one of three groups. The first group is the handholders, or in other words, we call them the helicopter parents, helicopter parenting style. The second one is the unavailable. And the third one, as you can see here, is the happy medium. So what are these three groups? In the first group, parents have really, really high expectations. And they want so badly for their children to have more or to live better than they did or than they do. So they have really high expectations, and they are always very close to their children, but they have, as I said, high expectations, and they want to control their child and everything in their children's life. So they are very, very controlling. The second group is the unavailable parents. These kind of parents, unfortunately, nowadays, of course, all of us have to work, and we are very, very busy with our works. But this kind of parents allow children and they live alone. So they don't have lots of interaction. They don't have quality time with their children. So they leave them in their own, and the child does not have any support in home. So these parents are physically or emotionally unavailable. The third group is the group of the happy medium, that they are close enough to their children and they have a perfect balance. Of course, they have their own lives. Of course, they have their own works, and they are, again, maybe busy with their works, but of course, they also have time for their children. And for these kind of parents, it's very important to have the balance between the school and the child, and they know how their child is doing at school, if it's good enough or if faces some problems, and they are ready to help about these problems. So these parents recognize the children's levels of knowledge, and generally, if they have problems, if they facing some problems at educational system. So first of all, I want you to think a bit in which of these groups you are in, because it's very important, as I said, about the education and the academic success of your child. And studies shows that no matter your income or your background, if your child have an involved parent, then they are, first of all, they are really lucky, and then they have a chance to have higher grades and test scores in exams. These children attend school regularly if the parent is in the third group, and if it's an involved parent. And these children have better social skills, show improved behavior, and adapt well to school. So other benefits, there are also other benefits. If you are present and if you have a good collaboration with school, if you are informed about your child, how it's doing at school, then these children, again, your kids, will be more consistent in homework doing, improve student behavior at school. They have good behaviors at school. And also these children have high school graduation rates and increased college attendance. It's also lower rates of experimentation with tobacco, alcohol, and drugs. So it's very important to be with your child and to have this good collaboration with the school system. If you are involved, then you are with your child, and it's like being a part of a team, the team with the trio, the school, the students, and the parents. So you are a team, and all of you are working for the success of the child and the benefits of the child. So in general, parents who are successful at supporting their children in school do so by three very important things. The first one is having reasonable expectations. I will talk more about all of these. The second one is the home environment. And the third one is the communication with school. So what do I mean with reasonable expectations? So if you have, first of all, it's nice and it's very important to know about your child and to know about their cognitive abilities, their emotional needs, and general abilities and interests. If you know about these, then you have more reasonable expectations about your child. For example, if it's a child with special needs, if they have he or she has learning disabilities or attention deficits, or maybe giftedness or behavioral problems, we have to be careful and to have reasonable expectations if our child faces some of these. And then if we figure out something about these things, then we have to talk with, we have to be in collaboration with teachers and to talk about our child's process at learning. So again, the communication with school and having to be a partner with the teacher, it's for the benefit of our child. For reasonable expectations, another very important thing is to know the essential needs of every person, actually, not only child, but every person. All of us have some essential needs, and these are very important for our well-being. So the first one is the secure attachment. If we have a good connection with our child, then we can have, again, good communication, talk with them, and understand if there is a problem at school or in general in life, and then again, make the connection, working like a bridge, and then talk to teacher and figure out what we can do about that. Something else, it's we all have the need of realistic limits. Of course, we have some limits, but we also have to push our limits to get better. And again, it's important to have this communication with teacher or with teachers to help our child to do the best that it can do. Another thing is the identity. All of us have different kinds of characters, and we want to belong somewhere. It's important for us to feel the belonging. So again, the school gives us this opportunity. We feel that we belong at our school, and the teacher can do it, can help us to do it. So again, communication with parents and teachers is important. expressing needs and feelings. If our child is unhappy or very happy or excited with something, then we can do the communication with teachers and talk about it, especially when they have negative feelings about some lectures or some classes, or again, some positive feelings about things, then to make the collaboration and to figure out what kind of expectations we can have after that. So we have to pay attention to their inner world. If we are aware what's going on at our child's inner world, then it's easier to recognize some problems if there are. And then talk with teachers, have collaboration with them, and figure out how we can solve these problems. This can be bullying problems or other things about school or in general in their life, so that these problems can explain possible underachievement problems of our child. So it's good to make sure that we are in collaboration with school to talk about these problems, and as I said, to figure out how we can solve these problems. If your child knows that you value education, your child will learn to value education as well. So it's an important process that you value education and you value the school system and the school, and you believe the teachers. Otherwise, if you are talking negatively about the school system, about teachers, then the child won't value the school as well. It's very, we can expect that. So another very important thing is to be positive and to have positive attitudes and to reinforce our child and encourage the growth mindset. So what is growth mindset? Growth mindset is to believe that you can achieve something by trying lots of times. And actually learning, it's about gaining knowledge and skills. So it takes perseverance and repetition. So you have to, if you are looking the life with the growth mindset instead of fixed mindset, then your child starts to believe that he or she can achieve things by trying. And it's not only up to their intelligence. If the child has fixed mindset, they believe that, okay, I cannot do this. This work is good enough and I don't have to do more. I don't have to push my limits. But if you have a growth mindset and you become a good role model to your child, then you are giving the opportunity to your child to believe that he or she can achieve by trying, and if there is a stuck somewhere, or if there is a problem, then to figure out new ways and new solutions and to use different strategies. So they start to think if there is another way. So this is about the growth mindset. They believe that they can do better and better, but by trying lots of times. So as you become a good example for them, children will start to do things like you. And again, this is very important about the reasonable expectations, because if your child have a fixed mindset, they won't believe that they can improve themselves. They just believe that they burn like it and they cannot do anything else. But the talent development and the academic achievement, it's very connected with that. I don't know if you can make this, if you have your cell phones now with you. If it's possible, I want you to scan this QR code or to connect to www.menti.com and it will ask the voting code that you can see now on my screen. There is one question there. I want you to answer that question, if it's possible.
Can you give it?
Yes, I am seeing some votings. I will share them with you in a few seconds.
Kindly, everyone, kindly try to be part of this research. You only have to scan this code, and there is a question and you have to tap the answer. Your answer, please.
Yeah, I have some results. I will wait for a few seconds more.
Yes, please. Okay, looks like.
Okay, now I can
most of the
share.
people are sitting.
Okay, so I can share the results.
Please. Thank you.
Can you see the bars?
Yes, we can see the bars.
Okay, okay, thank you. So the home environment, of course, the physical home environment is important. If the child has his own room or her own desk or a suitable place to do the homework, it's important. But on the other hand, our help or our existence, it's very, very important too. We have to support them, especially when they are young. I know that maybe you are parents from kindergarten or primary school or high school, so there are different levels, and it's of course it makes sense to change these answers. But especially when you have a child, a young child that's going in primary school, it's very important to be especially in the first grade and second grade, because they don't know how to do the homework actually. It's important to help them. So sitting by them when they are doing their homework, it's very important. But of course, we have to support them by helping them to understand the questions, or to ask us questions when they need, because maybe there are things that they don't understand from the homework. So if we are close to them, and if we are giving them the opportunity to ask us questions about the homework, then the child will feel more comfortable and will be more they will have more motivation to do the homework. Otherwise, if they will be alone and they don't have someone to ask the question about the homework, then they will go at school, maybe they will ask the teacher, or they won't ask the teacher. So if we are not suitable and we cannot help them, then we also have to show them another way that they can go and ask their teachers, because maybe there are also some things that we don't know as parents, that we don't have the knowledge, for example. So, but they have to find answers, they have to find solutions. So if we don't have the answers, then we can tell them that they can go and ask to their teachers. So I can see that most of you are sitting next to him or her. And of course, as I said, just sitting, it's not enough. It's very important what we are doing when we are sitting. And the rest highest is I'm only make a quick control, which is good because the child also needs feedback about the work. So if there is a mistake, then they can change it, or they can again, as I said, ask you questions. I can see one person that says, I'm doing the homework. The homeworks are for our children, not for us. So it's good to show them way how to do it, but we don't have to do the homework. Some of you said, I don't help at all. Yes, if they are big enough in the secondary school, maybe yes, or in the high school, yes, maybe then they don't need help. But as I said, when they are in primary school, they need our help. So I will go back to my presentation. Yeah, thank you for participating to my question. And now I will go on. Yeah. Another very important thing in the home environment is our relationship with our child and our communication about, again, the homework, or in general, of course, but we are talking now about school, and so maybe we can use examples about homework again. So our communication, our language, it's very important. You can see in the first cartoon, the mother says, you won't go outside until you finish your homework. So there is an authoritarian style, and of course there is a punishment. But when we are looking at the second part of the same cartoon, it says, I forgot about my literature project and the deadline is tomorrow. And the mother says, I'm sorry to hear that. First of all, she expressed her feelings about that. I'm sorry. What are you going to do? And then the question is very, very important, because she does not offer any solution, but she is expecting the solution from her daughter. And that makes sense, because the child starts to think about, how can I solve that problem? Because it's my problem that I didn't do my homework, and I have to find a solution. So I really want you to give attention to your words and how you are talking with your child about the homeworks. If you are like the first mother, then the child gets the message and generally gets negative messages about school and school works. So, but in the second, as I said, it's more like giving the opportunity the child to find their own solutions. So they feel more comfortable, and also it's important for their self-esteem if they start to think about their own problems and how they can solve them. Of course, maybe they cannot solve themselves, but after a while you can, of course, give some solutions, and then they can select one of them. Again, not to give only one solution and wait to do it, but to give some 2 or 3 solutions, 2 or 3 examples, and then they can select and they do what they want, as I said, as being part of the problem solving process. Another thing with the homework is about the insight about time. As you can see in the second example, in the first, it says, the mother says, Rosie, make an effort, you need to finish it today. But there is no any information about how long it will take to do this homework. And children, the young ones, especially in the primary school, they don't have an insight about the time, and they don't have any insight about how long it will take. So sometimes they believe that the homework will be only 5 minutes, but in reality, they need half an hour to do that homework. And then when they realize that's too long, then they started to get bored and they don't want to do it anymore. So as a parent, it's good to give examples from their own lives to understand about how long it will take. And in the second one, as you can see, the mother says, Rosie, start doing your homework. It will be as quick as walking the dog. So maybe 10 minutes only. So, but the mother does not say it will take 10 minutes. It gives another example from the child's real life, and it makes the connection with that. So as I said, it's good to use this kind of language about how long it will take, because that also encourages students to make more their homeworks and to do with more motivation. So we talked about place. As I said, it's good to have their own place, that every day they are doing their homework in the same place, because it's a kind of routine, and children like routines. So, and also about the time we talked, it's also important to encourage and prompt the child to do the homework. Why we are doing this? Generally, children ask this question, why I am doing this homework? And as a parent, it's, of course, again, with collaboration with the teachers, it's good to have some answers for this question. It's good to make connections with the child's abilities or future goals or general life goals, because this is actually what motivates the child to do the homework. And we talked about the time inside, about the homework, but we also must have the reasonable time expectations. Not only our child, but also we must be more reasonable about how long it will take this homework. And if it's too long, maybe we can split it in parts and doing step by step, 10 minutes and then a short break, or 20 minutes and then a short break. But we can also be a partner with our child to schedule these homework times. Otherwise, they can feel that they are really alone, and they can feel that they cannot finish it because it's too long. It will take too long time. And we can also be such mentors if they don't understand the content of the homework. Then again, collaboration with teachers is important, because yes, sometimes we also cannot understand the content or what's the purpose of this homework, and then talk with teacher and have an answer, and then talk with our child to explain the reasons or the content of the homework. Doing this homework, we need actually some learning process. So we call it self-regulated learning. And how we can support the self-regulated learning? First of all, it's very suitable, that circle that you can see, it's suitable for children after the 2nd grade. First of all, let's take a topic and ask our child, what do you think about that topic, that theme in our class, let's say, in the homework that they have to do. Let's say that it's about the animals. So first, in the first step, we have to help our child to make a self-evaluation. What she or he knows about animals. And we can have a communication, and we can have a discuss about that, and he or she will answers about the things that they know about animals. So after that, we expect from our child to put an appropriate goal. For example, I will finish this homework in 10 minutes, or if it's a project, I will finish it in 2 weeks, and then they are setting a goal about their homework or their project. In the 3rd step, they are choosing their learning strategy. Every child can have a different kind of learning strategy. Some of the children really likes reading, learning by reading. Some of them likes learning by asking questions to others. Some of them they are better than when they are watching short videos and can take the information from there. So all of us can have different kind of learning strategies. So we can talk with our child about what do they think, which is the best way to learn this content about the animals theme. And then they apply their strategy. They are self-monitoring. The self-monitoring process is to be aware when you are doing your homework, what you are doing, and when you will do, and if you are in the correct or wrong track. And if you are in the wrong way, what you can do to change to be in the correct way. So they just monitor themselves, and if they figure out they are on the wrong or on the right track, then they can go to the 2nd and the 7th steps. If they are on the wrong way, then they can change strategies, because maybe they choose a strategy and the strategy was the wrong one, and then they can use another one, or they can adapt the strategy according to them, to their needs. And then in the last step, they evaluate their own learning outcome. So the goal was to learn things about animals. And at the beginning, they evaluate themselves about this topic. And in the end, they evaluate, again, with your help, with your discussion, what they learn, and then what you can do with this new information, where they can use, and so on. The last one was the communication and collaboration with school. So what are the benefits? First of all, if as parents have a good collaboration and communication with school, then you create positive relationships and, of course, trust. And if you trust the teacher, then the child will trust the teacher and the school. And another benefit is to help the child's academic pursuits. Another benefit is to getting more about your child and how he or she learns, because you have a feedback from the teacher about the gaps or about the knowledge that they have to make a repetition, for example, and so on. And of course, another thing is that the understanding between the teacher and the parents. Because if you have a good collaboration with the teacher, then you know more about your child's capabilities, abilities, skills. And then with this information, you can help better your child at home. And I don't know if in our audience there are fathers, I cannot see, but maybe they are. So fathers make difference. Generally, mothers are more involved with school and the school homeworks and things like that. But studies shows that fathers make difference. When the father is involved also, or have a good communication with children, they are playing with children, they are helping to their homeworks, then the child's self-esteem it's getting higher and higher. So it's important as a father to be a part of this process, especially in the school, child, and family trio. Yeah, and please don't forget, of course, as parents, we have to be compassionate with ourselves. We are doing lots of things for our children, but there is no perfect parent. We have to try to be our best, to do our best, and we have to think that we are always good enough, not perfect, because we cannot be a perfect mother or father. So we have to have reasonable expectations also from ourselves as parents. And sometimes, of course, the child can have a bad day. We are not responsible. We cannot be responsible for that. But as adults, we can help them to change their attitudes, their feelings, to help them to support them to face these big feelings, and to talk with them about these feelings, and to make them feel to give them our compassion, and to make them to feel that they are very, very important for us. And as I underline, it's important to talk with them, with our children, but not to give them solutions. The most important part is to help them to find their own solutions to their own problems. But of course, we have to be to work as mentors to help them to do that. Yes, I just wanted to keep short. So thank you that you are paying attention. And if you have questions, I will be happy to answer them.
Yes, please, Ms. Marilena, it was wonderful. It was insightful. There is a parent who asked the question that if they want their child to opt for a certain profession, whereas the child wants to opt for some other subject. So how to pursue it? Their parents believe that they think the certain profession or subject would be more appropriate for the child. But the child does not agree. He wants to opt for some other subject. So how to go about it? Whether parents are right or the child is right? Whose right is it to guide?
Of course, the age of the child is very important. I don't know exactly about the age of this child that you are asking, but I can talk about motivation. So motivation is the thing that make us do something by heart. So if a parent wants their child, his or her child, to study medicine, let's say, but the child does not want to study that, then actually you affect negatively their intrinsic motivation. Yes, maybe they will choose to study medicine, but because it's not by heart, after a while they won't be happy in her or his life. So he will, as I said, he will study because mother and father wants, the parents wants, but won't be, generally they are not happy afterwards. So we talked about well-being. To support the well-being of our kids, we have to find what they are doing by heart. So maybe they are good painters, let's say. They are doing by heart. They are painting by heart. But we said no. You can't be a painter. You have to become you have to study other things. They won't do by heart. Then they won't be happy in their lives probably. So as I said, the age of the child is very important. But I believe that it's better to instead of be very authoritative and say no, you will study these. It's better to help them to figure out why we are thinking that study other things, it will be better for them. And then if they change their minds, of course, they can study other things and they can be happy. Otherwise, if we don't do that, probably they won't be happy and they won't be successful as well. Yeah.
That's a very, very clear answer, that we should be giving the value to the child's choice as well.
Yes.
And
abilities, of course.
Yes, abilities also. Okay, there is another parent who says that whenever his child is doing the homework, his child wants parent to be fully involved in the homework. And if the parent leaves the site of the homework, the child leaves the homework as well.
So probably there is a reason for that. There is a reason that the child needs the parent close by, and we have to figure out the why. Why? For example, it can be that he or she is not believe them himself. Maybe the child believes that I can't do it without my mother or my father sitting next to me. So we have to show that, no, you can do. I'm not helping, I'm not just sitting. So of course you can do. And then it's good to step by step to take out a bit for ourselves and to, for example, if in the first day we are sitting with them for half an hour, then the second day only for 20 minutes, and then the third day or the second week, for example, 10 minutes, and then step by step take out ourselves from this process. But as I said, first of all, we have to find the reason why he or she needs something like that. Maybe it's something else, I don't know.
Yes. Okay, this question have been asked by almost every participant who has been presenting here, that how to limit the screen time of the children.
Okay. It's a good question, and it's not very easy to answer. First of all, as you know, we are now talking from a generation that they are born into technology. So they see everywhere screens. And first of all, we have to think about ourselves as parents. Are we good examples or bad examples? Because generally, we are the ones that we always have the phone in our hands. So first we have to judge ourselves. And then we have to put some limits to ourselves first. And also talk with child. To talk to them about our limits, about the screen time. For example, on Sundays, it's a day for family. I won't use my phone at all. I won't look at screen. I will close the screens. This is my limit. So what about you now? Let's talk about you. Let's make an agreement and do it by family. No one will have screen time on Sundays, let's say, for example. And then the child will understand, and they will have better time when you are playing with them and you have fun with them instead of looking to your phone or watching something on your phone. So first we have to start from that part. And then, as I said, children like routines. So it's good to have routine every day. After school, for example, let's say half an hour screen time, and then homework, and then dinner time, and then play together, and so on, and do it every day. So if you have a routine like that, the child will start to be a part of that routine, and they won't say, oh no, today I want to have more screen time, because yeah, because they will enjoy the time with you, so they won't need that much screen time anymore.
Okay, now I can. Thank you so much, Ms. Marilena. It was wonderful having you with us. And this topic was very important as well, that how to be with your child without harming your child.
Yes, very important. Thank you that you invited me. It was my pleasure.
Thank you, parents. Thank you, friends. All of you kindly stay tuned to YouTube channel of Pak-Turk Maarif. Thank you so much. So subscribe to the channel. Allah Hafiz.